What's up, guys? It's X Snow back again, coming to you from week 2 of the North Carolina Tar Heels dynasty. As you can see right now, this is all the XP from our first week matchup against South Carolina. So you can see I gained a lot of XP, and I even got a head coach upgrade. So I'm going to use that to my advantage in a second. But we're going to go straight into recruiting, show you guys what we're going to be doing for recruiting for right now. We got a lot of points to place, a lot of places to put them, and we got a lot of scouting to do. So we're going to scout every single player from here on down to the last person on our board. And we're also going to take people off our board. As you see, that top rated running back went to Alabama, so there's no way we're going to be able to get him. So we just assume take him off our board, so that clears up a space. So we're gonna keep scouting. We're scouting a couple players right here. 69 looks like he's gonna be staying. 69. He drops one spot. Then the tight end, one of the very best tight ends in the nation, is gonna stay 77. But that other tight end committed to South Carolina the next week after we just obliterated South Carolina. So it looks like it's gonna be a problem there. Guard Cole Bryant, and then there's some more scouting going on. 76 overall right there. 65 looked like he went up a point, and he's going down a point. See, we're going through each position. D tackles the next. 66, 68 at the bottom. 71 staying. 60, 80 goes up one. Dunbar goes up one, as well as Sparks. Ridgeway, that's the one we want. That's the corner we want. Goes up one. Lowry goes up one. Strong safeties. Quinn stays the same. Long goes up by 1 point. Brody Johnson looks like he's going to move up 1 point. King moves up a big 3 points. That's going to make a lot of difference in the overall, especially since we're like one of the top 3 teams on this board. And we're going to be very, very highly recruiting of him. So we're going to keep him in some high points here as we move him up to 150. From his previous amount of points. So that's going to keep us at the top or near the top for the first athlete that we want to get. And you see here we're going to put some points on a couple of QBs. We're going to do the same for our running back. 68 overall so far, 75% scouted. We need at least one fullback. Not sure which one we're going to get. Not sure which one is going to be ready by the time we get down there, but it's going to be all right. Top 2 wide receivers on our board, each getting over 100 points, as well as the 3rd and 4th on our board. Tight end is going to go well over 100, goes to 150. Number 1 tackle, 71 overall, gets 125 on our board. Brian Archie, he looks like he's going to be promising if we can land him. Cole Bryant as well as Brett Landry. Now, he looks like a stud muffin, but he looks like we're 5th on the board, so it's going to be very tough to get into his top 3 to get this player. Mike Wheeler at 72 overall. Terrence Munray, I think I'm saying that right, or that might be Murray, 2 R's. Can't really see it from here, but he looks like a promising D tackle. Hopefully we can land him. Lamont Griffin, number 2 on his board. See the Florida State Seminoles ahead of us by 20 points. We're going to put 160 on him. Chris Dunbar, number 1 on his board, 66 overall. Looks like we could snag him without putting too many points on his player. We're going to take a couple off now since we exceeded the maximum amount. We're going to take quite a few off. We're going to put some on Ridgeway. We're going to put some on that athlete, I believe, and some of the other athletes. So we're going to try to go back and deduct points and put them in the right places. So this is what really takes the longest amount of time. It's going back and trying to gauge how many points we can have for how many players we have left on the board. But I'm not going to take away from any of the top rated prospects on our board, any of the high overalls, because we want to kind of keep those guys within the top 5 on their boards. We're going to try to keep ourselves solidified in their recruitment process. D tackle, we're gonna be very far behind on Murray, so there's no way we're gonna be able to take any points off of him. Lamont Griffin, we're right there, knocking on the doorstep. We're about to have him number 1 on his board, so we got to keep ourselves in the running for that prospect. Same as the cornerback, we need to put more points on him as we did. We need safeties. We need strong and free safety, so we got to keep points on those players as well as try to keep some of the players that we have already. So 100 points goes to each quarterback. We deducted quite a few points off of those. Same thing goes for the fullbacks. We had to kind of take a little bit away, and those receivers will look like we're kind of far down the list, so we got to kind of take some away from them so we can add some of the more players along the line. Those two tackles are a little bit underrated, lower rated than the top prospect on our board, so we're going to have to take a little bit away from those players as well. And right now, we're trying to keep all the players that we have a solid chance of getting at this moment, over 100 at least. And if we already are number one on the board, we can deduct some points here and there. Add a little bit of points to Ridgeway because we really want to have a chance at getting one of the top corners in the nation. I think he's number 3 in the nation, so we're going to try to keep our points high on that end. Same thing with Brody Johnson. He looks like a very promising prospect, and he's number 1 that we are on his board, number 1. And then Eric King, we're number 2 on his board so far, so we're going to try to keep him in the running. So we add points to Ridgeway. We're 6th on his board. Hopefully we can get back into his top 5 and then make a run at the end of the season for his top 3, hopefully his top 2. So as we keep moving along here, we're just checking to see if anybody else is anywhere close to needing a visit. And I think we are pretty much wrapping up the recruitment process for this week. Now we're probably going to go back and just take a look at a couple things, a couple of stories. Too early to panic. The Crimson Tide have fallen. Oh, how the mighty have fallen. Virginia Tech beats Alabama 35-23. Had looked like a sad loss for Bama, but they will come back. I believe that. They were outgained by over 100 yards in the passing game. And rushing was pretty much close to even. Bama were down by about 30 yards. But they were outgained by about 100 yards total on the day. Looks like Coker got benched after throwing 2 interceptions, going 8 of 19. And then we see Derrick Henry getting 69 yards on 13 attempts. So he still had a lot of yards per rush. Or Darius Stewart with a lot of yards, 81 on 6 receptions. Michael Brewer doing pretty well. Mike Williams doing pretty well. Isaiah Ford looked like he had quite a bit of yards. Hanson with the pancakes. He had 5 pancakes that game. That's ridiculous. Bumpy start for TCU. Looks like they lost Josh Dobson to a torn hamstring. Toledo couldn't score in Florida. That's not much of a surprise. Off on the right foot. Florida State looks like they trampled Pittsburgh. So we're going to check that. 33-3 was the final score against Pittsburgh. Florida State getting the job done on the first week of the season. Looks like Oregon and Bama play this weekend. Sounds like it's going to be a great one. Bama, number 12, Oregon, number 4. Let's see who comes on top of that. Looks like Oregon played an FCS opponent, and the FCS opponent scored 21, so that's going to be quite a question mark for Oregon. And the Bulldogs faced the South Carolina Gamecocks, the team that we had just beaten. So it looks like that's going to be a no contest, seeming that they beat Clemson 42-26. So the Tigers fall the first week of the season. Heisman watch for you. Number 1 position, Kyle Allen, David Cornwell, Matthew Burrow, left guard, and Reggie Bonifant and Travis Johnson. Man, this is some strange top 5 right here that we got. Championship contenders is probably the same. We're probably going to be a B in that. Toughest place to play. Not really any question as far as that goes. Trevon Boykin, the number 1 passer. R. Lowe from Texas State. M. Traylor, receiving leader. C. Elder for solo tackles. T. Cochran, 3 sacks from Minnesota. K. Givens, 2 interceptions. Kicking leaders, Jay Wilhelm from Boston College. So that'll be it for this week in college football. Thank you for watching. Make sure to leave a like, a comment, and please subscribe all down below. You guys have a great week, and I'll hit you up next time with the next video for week 3. Thank you guys, and see you later.